Hey guys, my name is Simone. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, we're going to talk about living the best life possible on a budget. And before I get into my videos and get deeper into this YouTube channel, I kind of want to make a video basically explaining who I am and what I'm doing and what you guys kind of sort of expect and how I kind of came to this idea of living the best on less. So basically, it actually starts off a while ago when I was younger. A lot of times when I got like in my teenage years, I used to always like look at how much houses cost and apartments and kind of like start picturing what my house would look like when I got older. And every time I did it, I kept trying to find ways I could live on my own when I got older, and I found it harder to do that. And at the time too, what I saw or what I wanted was a lot grander than what I have now. So when I was a child, we used to always go house hunting or house viewing, there you go, even though we weren't even in the market for a house. So every Sunday after church, we would run over to these houses that are being developed and start claiming rooms. Mom, this is my room, this is my room, this is my room. Seeing these 3,000 plus houses, 3,000 square foot houses for who knows how much. And we're claiming the rooms and everything, and just, oh, this is my room, this is my room, I want that room. And I used to talk to my brother like, oh brother, me and you should go buy a house together, get one of these big 5-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom houses that we have here in the South, and you can have these many rooms, I can have this room, we can do all this stuff. Because when you get a house like that, a lot of times they'll have a theater room, they'll have a great room, 20,000 living rooms, you know, in a small behind yard. And that is actually that's literally what I did when I got older. I don't know if y'all can hear the ambulance. When I got older, you know, I wanted to start seeing if I could live on my own during college or after college, you know, in the time I'm looking for a new job or here and there. Because there were times I just wanted to be on my own. I want some independence here and there. Especially when I went off to college. I went to a 4-year for 1 year. 4-year for 1 year. And having the independence I had there. Now the first semester I didn't have a job. The second one I did. And being able to like budget and be dependent on my own and have my own, you know, responsibilities, and like I gotta do this, gotta do this, got this. It was an amazing feeling, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And that is definitely what I wanted to go back to. So when I came back from college, I was like wanting to go back. Like I wanted my own space, have my own money, and do this, do that, and go and do what I wanted to do. And within restrictions, because I mean I only made $100 a month. And then I didn't have a car, so but that's what I wanted. And I was like, okay, I want to be my own, I want to do this, I'm gonna do that. How can I do this? And when I kept trying to figure out how can I live on my own, get an apartment, get my own place, it's like there weren't that many options besides getting college, like getting a college degree. I like butchered that sentence really badly. Getting a college degree, getting some type of degree, because there still aren't a lot of high-paying jobs in my area without a degree of some type. Because most jobs here pay basically minimum wage or just above minimum wage, even if it's a career-driven job. But that quotation marks, you're still starting off with like $1 or $2 above minimum wage. Even if you can move up in the system, you're still not getting like that much money. Because we don't go by, we just go by federal minimum wage. So $7.26 an hour, and most jobs pay about $1. Well, not $1. Most jobs here pay like $8. So like 74 cents above minimum wage, which, unless you have absolutely no bills, or I mean, you have bills, you're just paying for utilities. That's like a good go. You can do that. But even full time, I don't know where you're living here with a minimum wage job. I don't know what you better do with that kind of income. I could do that if I only had my utilities to pay. I mean, that's easy. Oh gosh, yes. I wouldn't have to work full time. I work a full 2 days a week and call it quits. But not now. So I wanted to basically find out how can I live on my own. But then after I started like researching what like jobs were and careers and how I say we in USA do things here, it really wasn't something I wanted or looked towards doing. I had a lot of things I wanted to do, and a lot of times I kind of just wanted to have the ability to do my own thing, have my own little job, my own little business, and just do me. And I like the flexibility of being able to go out there and travel a little bit and see the world and experience the United States for myself and then other countries, and seeing basically what the United States does for career driven jobs like vacation and sick days and paid time off. It wasn't appealing because we here don't get many weekdays off from work. You get maybe 2 weeks at most vacation time. That's still kind of rare. And then you get some paid time depending on the job. And then you get set sick days depending on the job. And that to me was just not copacetic. I just didn't want that. I don't want people telling me how sick I can be, because there were times, I've gotten a lot better now, but there was times where that month came, I was KO down and I couldn't tell you why. And I've gotten a lot better. So I was like, wow, I've been able to manage this much better, but before, and that's like recently. And so I took a lot of times, I would be out for two days at the most because I just couldn't do much. I was so nauseous and couldn't keep anything down. The likes. I'm not going to go on my detail of my personal business, but that's what happened to me. Or just being sick in general, having a really bad cold, the flu, and being able to leave work and take care of that and not worry, oh, I'm gonna get fired because I don't have enough sick days to claim. What? You know, I didn't want that. I didn't want that linear road, and I didn't want to be stuck in a job for that many years. I think a lot of millennials and youth now are just not vibing with how we used to do things. Say how some of y'all might have used to do things, or how things used to be done, because you want the chance to live. You know, I don't want to have to wait until I'm my grandma's age to have the freedom to do nothing for a few days or all day. Because who knows if not kind of morbid, but you know, tomorrow's not promised to me. And B, you know, what condition I'll be in at 65. I couldn't hope and pray on a little whim that I'll make it then, and then I have the ability to do whatever I want. Why wait so long? I didn't want that. And so when I moved across frugal living and tiny house living and off-gridding, homesteading, minimalist, I was like, what? Van living, all of it. I was like, this is what I want. I want the freedom to be able to do what I want to do and not be so restricted to this one driven road, or this pretty much this different looking roads, but they're all basically going the same direction. Because I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to have to like hope and pray, you know. And on the same note, with that being said, you know, all of that, I liked the freedom I had with some of my part-time jobs at restaurants. You know, if things happen in my life, I could just give as much notice as I could and be good and fine, pick up some extra shifts, call it a night. And of course, it depends on your manager. But I had two instances. They're basically the same example, but two concerts came to my nearby area. One, the concert was a very big band of my youth back when I was like 9, 10 years old, and they came somewhere I could see them. Another ambulance. Can y'all hear that? I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to say my eye. Okay, back to what I was saying, and I put lip gloss on. But sun's going down. I want to kind of hurry this video up before this room goes dark. Because it's like almost like 5 o'clock already. Okay, so I found those movements. I was like, that's what I want for my life. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be so stuck, and I want the freedom to be able to live my life, be able to call off. So as I said before, it's happened 2 years back to back. My childhood band came to a town near me, like a couple hours away, and I was like, I want that. I definitely want that. If you hear my neighbor's kids, I'm sorry. Okay. That's why I want to go. This is my band I've known since I was like 9, 10 o'clock. Yeah, what? 9, 10 o'clock? Oh my gosh, I can't talk. 9, 10 years old. Oh my gosh. This is my second video, can you tell? And so, I thought about the clock while I was like I thought about the clock because it was 5 o'clock, and now I'm saying 9, 10 o'clock. You guys, come on, let's have a moment of silence for me, because I'm obviously losing my mind. Oh, wait. Thanks, I needed that. So, they came to a town near me. I was excited. I actually found them out on Instagram. They were coming to a town near me. I ran, bought my tickets, went to see the concert. I was so excited. I had so much fun, and it was two bands I've known since I was a child. I couldn't even tell you the fun I had at that concert, even though I missed one of the bands because they were opening act and my mom made me late. I had a lot of fun. And I made a trip out of it. So I went over, I spent a night in that town, got a very cheap hotel, and then me and mom, because mom went with me, and then my god sister with me. And we kind of traveled around the town for a bit, new area. Went to some sightseeing, went to see some new restaurants, try some food. I do that a lot though when I go out of town, and so I'll go and get a hotel and stay in the hotel for a bit to make a trip out of it, even if it's not that far away. It's just fun to get out of the house and go over places, and you can stay a little later, and then go out the next morning and do the same thing for a bit. So, you know, I get like a $40 hotel room, and then I just have fun. And that concert was like a month away, a little over a month away. The next concert was exactly a month away, the next year. I listened to a lot of international bands. One of them came over here from Korea. It was a K-pop band, obviously. And they don't, I mean, K-pop bands don't come to the United States all the time. It's sometimes pretty sparse. I won't say sparse, but you know, it's every other year or so they'll come to the United States. And so they came, and I was like, this is my bands. I've known them since they first debuted. I want to see them. And so I bought my concert tickets, and I pulled extra shifts to get extra money so I can go over there and see them. And I was so excited. I even made a t-shirt for the concert from scratch because I wasn't buying their t-shirts because they're like $50, and it cost me like $10 to make that t-shirt. Wore a t-shirt to the concert and everything, and I was just super excited. I was like, yes, I'm here. And I recorded the concert on my phone, took pictures, scrapped the pictures. I was in heaven. And I like the flexibility because one of those concerts was on like a Thursday night, and the other concert in the summertime, obviously, yeah, happens. And another concert was on the weekend. It was like Sunday. That to me was just super exciting to be able to do that and have that flexibility to see those bands. Or if I wanted to go out of town, like I've been on a cruise. Sorry. I went on a cruise. These are pictures from a cruise. So there was a great deal for these magnets. And so I got pictures of the cruise. So this is Puerto Rico. And that's me and my grandma. And that was a week cruise right there that I went on. And just had fun, explored, just enjoyed my life. And had to not worry about, oh gosh, do I have enough paid time off? Do I have enough vacation time? And I can cover the time I missed by working a few extra shifts. I just wanted that time to do what I want to do and not be so locked into this rigid schedule. And so what I did basically to get me here is after I researched all those things and took like how to lower your bills, how to get cheap housings, I started looking into different things in my areas. And I'm going to go deeper into my housing arrangement, but on another video, and talk about basically how I bought this house with a part-time job, if I can talk. But I got a smaller house because smaller houses have smaller bills. So this house's bills all together, not including my mortgage and not including Wi-Fi, and so I'll talk about utilities. All the utilities for this house, because those are necessary, cost me $100, and depending on the season, I would say almost $200 is all my utilities. That's including water, gas, electrical, sewer. Yeah, so all four of those is $200. So just give or take $50. Now they're not always that high, like, cause like I can say right now, I just paid my. It depends on the season and stuff and what I did, but like I just paid all my other utilities and they were all together $170 for almost all four of those bills. So it depends on the month, but they never cross over $200 for all those utilities. Yeah, no. Like my electric bill is normally under $30 a month, unless it's summertime. Then it'll creep up to 40 because I'm using my AC more. And then in that change, my gas bill drops down to like $20-30 because the only thing else on gas is my water heater behind me, and I'm not using my furnace. So getting a smaller house. I moved a little further out from town. I'm in the country, so houses in the country have land, so I can farm. I can have a garden, and I can have animals out here. Most properties in the 3 popular counties where I live allow you to have chickens, so you can have chickens in most counties, unless the subdivision, like the HOA forbids it, which I'm not living in an HOA. Obviously, that's stupid. Not for the lifestyle I want to live. It makes no sense, because most HOA places are expensive. I don't know really any HOAs that are not in a very or more expensive area, like HOAs that you aren't allowed to, that you have to join to buy the house and stuff. My mom lives in a place that has an optional HOA, but that neighborhood's really old, and so it's different. Most HOAs I know now are like, close to a $200,000 houses, $300,000 houses. How HOAs makes no sense for me with my budget while I live there. I'm not saying if you want to get an HOA, that's up to you, but I just I don't have time for all the rules and restrictions, because I would have had so many fines by now. Being honest with you. So small house, a little out in the country, give me more land to garden. What else is so I did that. I started saving a lot, paying off as much debt that I have. Don't have much. I started to reduce my utilities by keeping a little colder, keeping a little hotter in my house. Little things like that make a huge difference on the overall bills, because a few degrees can add up quickly. Learning about off and on peak times, and really taking advantage of all the knowledge out there. You know, limiting grocery shopping, couponing, meal planning. You get the gist. And really being kind of like, I'm not gonna say anal because that's not it, but being very deliberate, that's a good word, on basically what you do and don't bring into your house. And that is something that I definitely got into doing a lot, and really kind of evaluating, like, do you need this? Is this important? My family always picks at me because I'll like throw a bunch of things in the basket, and then I'll stop at one point in time and really reanalyze everything I grabbed, and okay, do I really need this? Because it helps me not have, you know, buyer's remorse, because you already made sure you really want. I'm thinking about it, and if I don't do that, then I start getting like so did you really need that? Because sometimes you're kind of in that little mood, you're just throwing things in the shopping cart. But another point. So that's literally all I did. That's really all I did. And I made my life work for me. I budgeted everything out to make sure my bills were low, my house, my mortgage is low. Even though I'm about to have an increase in my mortgage because of escrow, it's still low enough I can still do damage. And I do have a house. I bought a house. So if I make a video about how I bought a house on part-time job, but even with that, I had looked into basically like what I could afford, and I tried my best to stay under a certain amount of money. And so with my job I have now, I make like a little over $2,000 a month. I'm trying to see if I had a calculator near me. I don't. I make a little over $2,000 a month. My bills, that's how much I make before taxes, obviously. Okay. After taxes, and it depends on the month, but I make a little, I think how much I make before taxes. So like, okay, if it's 4 weeks out of that month, then I make like 22, I think, $2,200, and then I would bring in a little over $1,700. Right? Yeah. I like counting my fingers, making sure like my paychecks. Yeah. I'll bring in a little over $1,700. 1,700 some change, if you don't know what I'm saying. And if that month has 5 weeks, then I'm bringing in a $2,000 paycheck after taxes. Wow. Really well. And so that is literally like, that's what I did. So my bills are really low. All my bills I have, required bills that I'm like in contracts to pay or need to pay for, you know, put me at under, you know, $2,000. Sorry, 2,000? What? No, under like $1,200. And that includes savings too. And if you don't take into account savings, that's less than that. That's like under $900. So I really put my life in that kind of mind frame. It's one person. I live in like a 750 square foot house. I think about it. I think so, 756 square feet house for whatever it is. I don't know. And I set my life accordingly. So that's literally it. I am lazy in the sense that I don't want to keep working all the time. I do like working to an extent. I had to be a little busy because it gets kind of boring if you don't have something to do, like whether that is watching after kids or some job or whatever. So I'm still gonna work for a few, you know, hours a week. And even if I do pull 40 hours, because I pull 40 hours right now, I work 4 days a week, I'm off 3 days, but that's 4 days of 10-hour shifts, you know. And this job that's very physically demanding because it is a warehouse job, but it's a really high paying job in our area. like most warehouse jobs are in this area. They pay a lot more money, and it's a very easy job to do. It's just a lot of walking because you're in a warehouse. So, and they have good pay for the area. You know, you get paid a lot of money for what you do. So it's up to you what you want to do, like what you want to do in life. And I go deep into this later on and how I'm doing everything and go really in specifics. But that's kind of the foundation. So you're gonna see me show you basically how I got this all set up, and we're gonna be decorating. Wait, which way am I going? No. The paint swatches I have here. I'm trying to have some paints. So I'm gonna be decorating. And I'm gonna show you guys basically how I budget, which yeah, I've already done my budget for this week. And that's it. That's it. And show you my bills. Well, not bills, all my bills, but rough estimate. And basically what I'm gonna be doing with everything. Right now, my first goal is to get my student debt down. From that 1 year that I did go to a 4-year college, I racked up a little over $10,000 in debt. And so my goal is to like eliminate that and get rid of that. So I want to take that down to nothing. So I really want to push hard, especially with this job. I can work overtime, which is getting me like college degree pay to work overtime, and sometimes we have mandatory overtime too, and so I can easily do that, work a little overtime here and there, pull in some extra shifts to get rid of my student debt. And once I do that, I'm about to drop down from this job, and yeah, that's literally about it. I'm getting my garden ready. Y'all gonna see me garden on my gardening plans. This is not my first garden. Like, this is the one thing I like, have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right next to me. And so that's the one thing I always thought was funny when I tell people I garden and stuff. Even ask me like the weirdest questions that I never understood. They're like, "Oh, were you raised on a farm?" No, I wasn't raised on a farm. But whatever kids I have, maybe. Well, a farm. I do want to get chickens eventually. I always hear roosters in my neighborhood, and where I am in the country, there are a lot of cow farms. I passed by one alpaca farm, which I thought was interesting. But most people in my area, well, not my immediate, well, not in my little neighborhood or cluster of houses, if you call it a neighborhood, my little cluster of houses over here, there's no cows. But like, not even 3 minutes up the road, there's a cow farm, and there's a bunch of cows over there. And if you go anywhere else deeper in the country, I'm not going back to the city, bunch, like, oopsie, ripped. The thing's ripped, I need to sew it. Bunch of cow farms, tons of cow farms, a lot of cow farms. But that is it. I'm going to sign off. I'm done jabbering. So I'm going to make the next video basically explaining how I bought my house with a part-time job and a part-time budget, and that is it. Much love, guys, and I will see you soon. Like, live your best life. We are balling out of control on a budget, so let's keep that going. That's all I gotta say. Bye.